you know where to find the best chips, queso, and margaritas at Walt Disney World? Well, we do, and we're going to share that with you this week.
And after enjoying that tequila and queso, we're going to take you on a refreshing ride down the Matterhorn Bobsleds at Disneyland.
All that and the latest Disney news on this week's episode.
Hello to our podcast family. This is Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
And welcome to episode 2 of season 3 here.
Yes.
You have got on some... I love anytime you have on ears that have a bow. Like, if the ears are so nice that you'll wear a bow, I'm for it.
Yes, these are my ears from Mexico. They had just put these out the day before we left. Like, these were new merch. They replaced all the cocoa ears, which I didn't really care for, with these new Mexico ears.
Nice.
And I'm wearing these today intentionally.
Oh.
Preview.
Oh,
Don't even try to guess. Move along.
I bet it's food.
Move along. There's nothing to see here.
Hey, shout out to everybody that continues to download. I love seeing new cities on our list. And we've been blessed to have new cities every week somehow. Yeah. So, hey, Galesburg, Illinois.
Ooh.
Nice. I don't know what part of Illinois, but thank you for downloading. I'm gonna say this next one wrong. I know I am. Hopatcong Hills, New Jersey. Hopatcong Hills.
Hopatcong Hills.
I'm sure there's something that is silent. Maybe the C is silent. I don't know.
Okay.
Or the T is silent. Hopatcong Hills. I don't know. New Jersey. We love you. Thank you so much. Lumberton, North Carolina. Okay. I used to do some business in Lumberton, North Carolina. I love that town. And I'm so excited to announce this one. Which I'm going to butcher. Urayasu, Japan.
Ooh, I don't know that you butchered that. It sounded very Japanese.
Urayasu, Japan?
Okay,
I don't know.
That sounded worse.
Okay, so here's what's awesome about that little town. It's the home of Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea.
Oh,
it's right on Tokyo Bay.
Fun.
Yeah, I was so excited when I pulled that up to see where it was.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Hey, just a reminder, we've got an awesome giveaway going on. I'm literally looking over at the prize pack sitting on a table. Pixar prize pack celebrating the opening of Soul in December. And all you have to do is join us on all the social medias and don't unjoin. That's all you got to do. And you get entries for joining. Yep. You get entries for commenting and liking and all that fun stuff. The rules are in our video on YouTube. Go check that out. It's awesome.
Yes,
and we've already seen a lot of interaction already.
We have, because it's a good pack. I mean, we're talking lounge flies, popcorn buckets, park exclusive items.
Almost $200 worth of stuff.
So check out that giveaway video on YouTube and enter.
Yep, awesome. So here we go on to Main Street if you're ready.
Yes.
Sorry, Mickey, I didn't know what happened there.
Main Street. You just knocked over our Mickey popcorn bucket.
Okay, we got really pretty short news week here. Okay. But a big one is that starting today, I believe, is the 8th, the Taste of Epcot International Festival of the Arts starts today officially.
Oh, I saw the signage going up.
Yeah. Anytime they're going to bring some taste in and some more food, I'm all for it.
Let's redo the menus in those booths.
That's right. This runs through February the 22nd. I absolutely foresee a Tomorrowland segment on this, since we've never gone for this festival. But, any excuse is a good excuse. I did spy a Remy's Ratatouille dish in one of the booths.
Oh, how cute.
That literally, it does not look like the one we made. Go to YouTube to see that video.
Oh. You mean they're serving a ratatouille?
They're serving a ratatouille that looks identical to the ratatouille that Remy made in the movie.
So they could make like literally thousands of identical ratatouilles every day, and we couldn't make one
make
in 3 hours.
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds terrible.
It sounds a lot worse.
I hear there's art. I'm sure that's good too, other than just the food.
Oh yeah, but the food is supposed to be art, right? The food is so beautiful. It itself is art.
That's true,
right?
But they actually have
not art, but it did taste good.
There is an art actual element to this particular festival, which I don't want to just. There's actually a really cool, and I've done this before. I guess I'm just not aware of it. Paint by number blank wall. In 2 of them in Future World, where you can literally go and help participate in the painting of a piece of art.
Oh, now that's cool.
It's a really
that's
cool
a lot
idea.
Of fun.
This is, again, something I've not heard of, and I feel bad for never having heard of it.
That's fun.
So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
you're going to be really super sad about this.
Uh-oh.
Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom is ending permanently on January 24th.
No. How did they do that? Because they've got so many things all the way throughout the park. We never did it. I wasn't able to win. People have so many cards.
Yes, get it out. Get it out of your system.
I feel so bad for these people that have all the cards and the notebooks.
And you feel terrible for you.
They sell notebooks on Etsy where you can like keep track of your cards.
Well, those are going to become collector's items. Disney says that it's a shift in how guests are using mobile technology combined with a decreased demand in the game. And we talked about it. We went and we didn't play. So
we just didn't have time.
We were part of the decrease in demand. We didn't have time. No, we spent time eating the sugar taco and
priorities. But I'm so sad.
I know. I knew it was going to get you.
How guests are using mobile technology. They're going to switch it out with some. They're going to do like a thing that Star Wars has in Batuu, where there's scan codes all the way through.
Maybe,
and they make it a phone game,
or they may do nothing at all.
Gosh, you're a Debbie Downer today.
More bad news. Tomorrowland.
Jeez.
Tomorrowland People Mover, which has been down for a long time. It's actually been down since before pandemic started.
Which is so sad.
They have officially spread that through to the end of January.
But why is you being such a Debbie Downer? I think it's possible that means they're doing some really cool stuff to remodel.
No,
it.
yeah, I think that is great. And there was reports a couple weeks ago that they were actually testing it while we were there. They've extended the refurbishment time to January to the end of
better job.
Yes, and
Goodness.
I'm fully behind it. I'm just sad for all the people that are in the park right now that can't ride it, like we were 3 weeks ago.
Hello, Mr. Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow.
By the way, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover gets more searches on Google than Tomorrowland People Mover.
Oh wow!
Like 10 times as many searches. People search for.
People love the name. It's a great name.
They love the whole name.
It's a fantastic name. I get that. I totally get that.
Last item: Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew has opened at Disney Springs.
I saw that.
Yeah. I love to talk about like donut places, and I never go to them.
But these are born and glazed in Florida.
I heard that. I love the name Everglazed.
Yes,
Everglazed. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try.
They have a grilled cheese donut.
Oh.
I saw the picture of that. It is like 2 donuts with melted cheese in the middle.
Well, that'd be a grilled cheese donut.
And I thought, donuts, yum. Cheese, yum. I just don't know.
This is only part of our problem. Okay, so that's all I got for news items this week.
Okay, great.
It's a light week, so we've got time for our
Let's hit the Minnie Take.
Okay,
Let's
Mickey.
do it.
Give up your goods, man. It's really all right. Today's question. Remember, please comment on this. Give us your own questions
Instagram
you'd like
stories,
for us to
yes,
debate.
Absolutely.
Must do attraction at Hollywood Studios. Absolute must do attraction at Hollywood Studios.
Okay, you go first.
I'm not ready.
Okay. You pulled the question.
Well, I didn't know what question it was going to be. Okay, I'm going to say, obviously there's a lot of options. In the top 3 for me, it's going to be Tower of Terror, probably Rock and Roller Coaster for me, and Rise, or maybe Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog, Hollywood Tower of Terror, or Rise of the Resistance. And right now I'm going to go Rise of the Resistance.
Toy Story Mania.
I know, but I've sort of won.
There's so many good
There are,
things.
but I've won at Toy Story Mania so many times in a row.
Oh my goodness!
That for me, Slinky Dog just outpaces it. But I'm going Rise of the Resistance. That ride to me takes on all the technology and ride elements of so many others, whether it's simulation, immersion, drops, and all dark ride, all that, all in one ride. I love it.
I agree. I do think that's a bit of a bandwagon answer, and so I'm not going to give it. So
Okay.
I'm going to go with the ride that we always do. We have literally never been to Hollywood Studios and not done Toy Story Mania.
Okay, you're right.
Every single time.
Every time.
Every
we
single time.
love
And
it.
we love it. And that is the absolute first one that we look at for what is the wait time.
We come out of it with dead arm every time.
We have carpal tunnel. If we could get like a fast pass, we always take a fast pass for Toy Story Mania. Yes, I love Slinky Dog. Don't sleep on Slinky Dog. It's a fantastic coaster. Yeah. I love Tower of Terror. It's one of my absolute faves in all the parks. Rise of Resistance is fantastic, but we have been to the parks and not done some of those. We do Toy Story Mania every single time.
We do.
And it's fun. We laugh the entire time. We come out, our face hurts from smiling. We've got carpal tunnel syndrome. I mean, it's a great ride.
We laugh the whole time we're in it. You're usually crying when we come out of it.
I'm not. I'm bitter. I'm angry and bitter and cussing.
Do you remember the time that we got reservations into, this was the Toy Story Mania was the new thing.
Yeah.
We got breakfast reservations so that we could be in the park early.
Uh-huh.
We ate at Hollywood and Vine for the buffet. We saw Handy Manny.
Mm-hmm.
And the waitress gave us fast passes for Toy Story.
I know.
It was great.
It was fantastic.
See,
we love that. We love that ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
You cheat on it every time.
I don't ever cheat,
but I still love it.
But I win,
and I don't hate them for giving me carpal tunnel.
I win. Sometimes we do it twice, and honestly,
I know.
are sore the next day.
Yes,
but that's really speaks to our level of competitive.
It
nature.
does, but also how much we love the ride.
Okay, one Rise of the Resistance.
Okay, Toy Story Mania.
I won again. All right. So are you ready for my Tomorrowland?
Yes, Tomorrowland, right. Please. Let's hear it.
Okay. So we live in South Carolina, and they're calling for snow today. Crazy. We had snow on Christmas Day here.
I know. That was fun.
That was fun. So I decided, okay, I'm going to honor the fact that South Carolina's going to get snow by having a snow-centric ride, something that I've never done before and have always just had it on my bucket list, the Matterhorn Bobsleds at Disneyland.
Aww.
Yeah. So when I was little and my grandma would take me, they still had a station on the Disney World TV, hotel room TVs. And they had that station that would just talk about everything at Disney World, right? Okay. It was a predecessor to the Stacy videos. Okay. And when it would get to the end of its show, they would do a couple of commercials of Disney stuff, and then they'd go right back into the shows like they do with Stacy. Did with Stacy. And in those commercials, there was a clip of a ride, just a really short little clip of a ride that looked like Space Mountain, but it was outside and it would splash through water. And my little tyke Chris couldn't understand. I want to ride that ride, but it's not here.
Oh.
I don't ever see, where is that ride? Is there a Space Mountain that goes outside? Well, grown up Chris now knows that's clips of the Matterhorn. And I don't know that it's truly the most exciting or thrilling ride anymore. It's been around since 1959.
It's classic, right?
But it's for Disneyland, it's a classic. But it's a classic that they haven't put in any other park. So I decided to,
Does it really look like Space Mountain?
No, not from the outside, but the cars are similar, and the track is similar.
I got you.
Right?
Okay.
So when I see a 2-3 second clip in a commercial of these Space Mountain-esque cars going through a little water puddle, I wonder, why can't I ride that ride?
Right.
I didn't realize at that time it was 3,000 miles away.
Right.
So what is the Matterhorn bobsled? It is on the Disney website for the attraction. It says hurdle through a snow-capped mountain on a speeding alpine sled while avoiding the clutches of the abominable snowman, which sounds similar to Yeti Everest, right? It's modeled after the famed Matterhorn mountain in the Alps that straddles the border between Switzerland and Italy. And it's also featured in Soarin' Around the World. We actually, in Soarin' Around the World ride at Epcot, we actually fly over the Matterhorn peak. You board a 6-person, 2 cars, bobsled, and to me, they seem similar to the Space Mountain cars, although I've watched a video now, and maybe not exactly like that. But I was 6, man. What can I tell you? And you're carried 80 feet into the air where you get a great view of the park, and then you plummet down an icy mountain cave. And along the way, you might encounter the abominable snowman intent on protecting his home.
Okay.
So a little bit of history about how this came to be. So when they were building the park, they dug out the moat for Sleeping Beauty's castle. Okay. And all that dirt they piled up on this sort of became sort of a hill off to the right of Fantasyland between there and Tomorrowland.
Okay.
It ultimately created like a 20-foot hill that they turned into a grassy area with some trees and walkways. And the idea was you were supposed to picnic there. It became sort of a lover's lane kind of thing, which didn't really excite Walt Disney a whole lot.
Ooh.
So while he was, and they called it Holiday Hill, and it was pretty, right?
Holiday.
So while
See how that got distorted a little bit.
So while he was, he started having these visions of maybe we can create a toboggan run on that hill and call it Snow Hill. We put some fake snow up there, and we'd create some toboggan. Down south, we'd call that sledding.
Oh, okay.
Sledding, not the hat.
Toboggan is
not
a hat.
Toboggan hat, right? We would call it sledding places.
Okay.
Right. So he thought we'll turn this into a snow hill. We'll give him some sledding places, and that'll be it. But then he's in Switzerland on an extended stay in Switzerland while they were filming. Disney was filming a movie called The Third Man on the Mountain.
Oh gosh.
And it's a legit Disney movie. I'd never heard of this thing, but seems like it would be. It was probably right in line with their Swiss Family Robinson and their live action movies that they were doing a lot of back then. Okay. And he fell in love while he was filming in Switzerland. He fell in love with the Matterhorn, and so he literally sends back a postcard and is like, "Let's take Snow Hill, let's build it into a mountain." And we're going to create legit bobsled tracks and all this kind of fun
That's
stuff.
What I was wondering is how is this related to Disney at all?
Yeah.
It's not part of a movie or whatever.
Well, I actually have a note here. Riviera, the resort, is modeled after the things that Walt Disney experienced when he fell in love with the Italian and French Riviera.
Right.
Matterhorn,
so it's not really a movie.
Matterhorn, from his time spent there. Yes, it's not really related to Third Man on the Mountain. It's the fact that Walt fell in love with the Matterhorn while he was in Switzerland, and that whole.
Which is probably why it's not in any other park.
I guess. So yeah, he goes back. The 20-foot tall hill eventually turned into a 147-foot tall mountain, which is exactly 1/100th the size of the actual Matterhorn.
Oh wow!
The actual Matterhorn is 14,700 feet.
Oh
tall.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah,
so it's to scale.
It's absolutely to scale, and they use their force perspective to make it look taller and all this kind of stuff. It got a major upgrade in 1978 when the interior of the mountain was. Prior to that, you could literally it was wide open in there. There's two tracks, okay, that you can ride on. One that faces Tomorrowland, one that faces Fantasyland, and they intertwine on the inside of this mountain. And it was just sort of hollow and cavernous for a long time. Okay. 1978, they sort of closed that up and gave you actually what feel like icy runs and images of Yetis and things like that through there.
Oh, that's fun.
The Skyway, you remember the old Skyway, which was like the Skyliner now, but much smaller. It went from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland. Yeah. It would actually go through the mountain, so they could actually look out over when it was still hollow and see the cars running around.
That's one of the best parts about the People Mover.
Yeah,
you can see
into Space Mountain. That's right.
Yeah, and Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You can. Let's see what other little. It was. Oh, this was the first roller coaster style ride at Disneyland, but it was the first tubular steel coaster in the world.
Ah,
yeah, pretty cool. The splashdown, you kind of go through a little puddle of water at the very end. The splashdown at the end serves two purposes. It actually does serve as a braking mechanism of sorts, but it also cools down the brakes underneath the ride.
Oh wow! Do you get wet?
You potentially could get a little splash.
Okay,
but it's not a major. It literally just splashes through a puddle. Okay. You can learn about the Matterhorn even more by watching the Imagineering documentary series on Disney Plus, where they talk about the Imagineers putting that whole ride together. And one cool thing is that there is a half-court sized basketball court with a hoop in the top of the mountain for what they call climbers, which are like cast members that climb the mountain.
And they can play
they
up
can
there.
go in there and play basketball.
Oh, wow.
When they had to move it slightly, or they had to reposition it slightly and for the 50th anniversary celebration for Disneyland, when they set up for Tinkerbell to fly from the castle that way. So, but the basketball court's still there, and it's blocked off from anybody else being able to get in there, but cast members can still get in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to go ride this thing. There's 800 gallons of white paint and glass that make up the side of the Matterhorn that matches the actual Matterhorn, the direction that it faces. It's got more snow on it than the other side. And so when the sun shines on it, it just looks like gleaming, glittering snow up there.
That's fantastic. Yep. I assume there are like point of view videos of
there
this
are.
on
there
YouTube.
are. You can. There's actually
go one. Yeah.
There's and I don't know that, again, this thing doesn't go super duper fast. It's purely gravitational pull.
Okay.
Right. Once you get to the top, you literally coast.
Just down. Yeah.
Right. But they've done a lot to make it the ambiance and the feel like you're really going through icy chutes and tunnels and waterfalls and stuff like that. And there's at least one really great HD video on YouTube that you should go and check out.
I did not ride that when I went to Disneyland.
It's on my bucket list.
So
I want to ride it.
I'll apologize to Disneyland for not riding it.
You should. And you should apologize for a lot of what you've said about Disneyland.
It does sound fun. I'm for it.
So there you go.
Well done, honey.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. World Showcase.
So World Showcase, y'all, we're recording this at morning, and normally we record in the evening. And so it's 10 a.m. right now, and I'm going to talk about tequila.
Okay.
We're going to go to La Cava Del Tequila in the Mexico Pavilion. So the La Cava Del Tequila website, they describe themselves as a hacienda-themed lounge serving tequila flights, mezcal, and snacks in Epcot's Mexican Pavilion. The Disney website describes them, or says, imbibe in the essence of Mexico with over 200 tequilas, top-shelf cocktails, Mexican beer, and wine. Take off with a tequila flight or a wild passion fruit margarita. Light snacks such as guacamole and queso with corn chips are served. Now, here's what I'll say about La Cava Del Tequila. We did not even know it existed until, a couple of years ago? Yep. So they have limited seatings. We have only been there during pandemic.
Yeah. So
but now it's a must-do for us. It's a must-do. The margaritas outside of Mexico are fantastic. Right. And there's a lot to choose from, right? You've got several different options to get margaritas in Mexico. Disney Food Blog actually did a war of guacamoles. They serve 3 different guacamoles in Mexico, right? So you got a lot of options to get guacamole and chips and queso and margaritas in Mexico. So we had never actually seen La Cava del Tequila. When you go inside the Mexican Pavilion, it is at the bottom of the ramp directly on your right. Right, it's right there. It's very easy to miss, honestly, because the ramp sort of pushes you out in the opposite direction. It is small. They only have about 30 seats in there. It's pretty tiny. Also a small bar, right? Yeah. So right now during pandemic, no seating inside there.
Small bar, but when we were there, they had 6 bartenders.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they're pumping them out, right? They're pumping it out. So it's a small bar, but if you can get a seat in there, do it. If not, don't hesitate to grab it to go. Yeah. Because there's plenty of seating outside. You can walk around inside of Mexico doing whatever you want. Like there's things you can do. So Disney Food Blog says the best time to go is early afternoon, right after opening. Right? I mean, hello, who doesn't want chips and queso for lunch with a side of 3 margaritas?
Everybody. Even if they don't know it.
That's right. That's right, you do. So the menu that is currently in the My Disney Experience app looks very, very limited. I pulled it up yesterday, and there was only like 5 margaritas listed. Here's what I can tell you. They have much more than that.
Yes, they do.
So, again, like you said, there's 6 bartenders. Those 6 bartenders are not there making 5 margaritas. Nope. They had about 10 margaritas listed on their menu board, and they had tequila flights stacked up 3 feet tall behind the bar. Yep. I mean, they probably had 4 different stacks of 3-foot tall tequila flights.
Yeah, and we're not talking, absolutely.
right? It's like,
gosh, I forgot about those.
right, it's little shots of tequila on a plate. And so they had those plates stacked up 3 feet tall, and they probably had four different columns of those.
And they were going to sell them.
Oh, they're selling them.
And we're not talking, these folks are not just putting out like these tall frozen margaritas. These are drinks. These are cocktails.
These are handcrafted margaritas, which is what I would call. Whereas if you get one from outside of the pavilion, they're just filling up a cup with something that's been pre-mixed.
Yes,
those are not bartenders.
That's right.
Right, so this is a handcrafted margarita in there. But also, the bartenders are great. So get their recommendations, tell them what you like, tell them what you've had, and they'll make, they'll give you ideas for something that they enjoy. So here are a few that we saw that I remember seeing on our last trip. I had 2 of these, you had 2 of these. So we're going to talk a little bit about them. Okay. So the first one is the horchata. Now they had the horchata in the festival booth.
Yes.
But they also sold it inside.
Okay.
Right? So the horchata is tequila, horchata cream rum, fireball, cinnamon whiskey, agua de horchata, and cinnamon powder. It was so good. Yeah. It tasted like a cinnamon cream drink. And did you have a sip of that? I thought I gave you a sip.
No, it was like, it tasted like Christmas.
It was Christmas. It was Christmas in a cup. I loved it so much. Highly recommend the horchata. I've always looked at the blood orange on the menu, but I've never gotten it. Yeah. So the blood orange is tequila, orange liqueur, a sweet tart mix of blood orange juice, topped with wild berry foam. I always love things that are topped with foam.
I know. I just feel like that's so beyond me.
I know. Served on the rocks with Tajin chili powder rim. Do you know what Tajin chili powder is?
Tahini. Yeah, tahini.
Tahini.
Yeah. I've seen. I've not.
Sorry, I screwed that up. That's what I was going to wonder if you got there. Yes.
Yeah. It tastes like lime and peppers.
Yes.
Yeah?
So I bought some for a recipe one time, and it is very strong lime. It's a very strong lime flavor.
It's good. Oh, man, putting that in a drink.
Yeah. So it's the rim.
Oh, my word.
That's the rim, right? So that's the blood orange rim, and they use that on a couple. Sorry, I screwed that up. Tahim. Okay, the other one that you see all over the place, especially on Insta, is the Neil Patrick Harris Black Magic.
I had it.
You had that, didn't you?
I did.
Not on this trip, right?
I had it back in the summer.
So this is mezcal, blackberry puree, cassis liqueur, lime, and mint, and this is served frozen. So what did you think about it?
It was an acquired taste.
Okay.
It's purple. It's sort of dark purple and
blackberry puree.
Mm-hmm, and it was good. And I did not have any trouble finishing it.
Yeah, no.
Okay. I did not order it again on this last trip.
Right.
But it was good. It had a very, I'd say, an interesting taste.
Interesting vibe. Yeah. I would give that to all of these.
Yeah,
right.
Again,
bitter. These are handcrafted margaritas. These aren't coming from, a frozen tap kind of a situation. Right. So these are handcrafted, so they all have a very unique taste.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think that's intentional.
The 2, and you're going to get there, but the 2 that I got this time, I enjoyed more.
Yes. Okay. We're going to get there. Okay. So the next one is the tomato margarita.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this one on Insta. I don't remember who posted it, but I saw the picture, and I actually screenshotted the picture on Insta so that I wouldn't forget it. I knew I wanted to order the tomato margarita. I never had a savory margarita. And it was good. Now, I will say you have to like tomatoes.
Yeah, and I don't.
But it was good. So the tomato margarita is Termana tequila, tomatoes, agave nectar, blended lime juice, and a smidge of watermelon. And it is served frozen and topped with hibiscus salt. Oh. I loved that. Loved it. I can't say enough about it.
I'll say this. Is a pink drink with the little tomato garnish was
cast
adorbs.
Members were asking me about it.
Yeah.
Like we took it to go and cast members were like, is that a tomato margarita? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, the El Diablo. I think you had this one.
I had the El Diablo.
This is tequila, lime juice, agave, and a cucumber jalapeno juice with a hibiscus salt rim. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was sweet enough for me. You definitely got that tequila. But what was the most fascinating was about 4 seconds after you would take a sip, your lips and your tongue would just start tingling. And that was actually a really cool sensation, actually. I was sad when the drink was gone.
That's fun. And then the wild one. You also had the wild one, right?
Yep, I had the wild one.
Okay, so this is Termana Blanco tequila, mango passion fruit puree, ancho verde chili liqueur, lime juice, applejack and ginger cordial, and a black ant salt rim.
Yeah, that was weird, visually weird for the black salt rim for me, but tasted perfectly fine. And obviously it was a much sweeter drink with a little tiny spicy kick in there.
Yeah.
I would absolutely drink that one again.
Now, you went back in and asked the bartenders which one you should have.
Yes,
and they recommended the El Diablo.
Yes, they did. I said, I had the wild one. What else would you suggest I get? They didn't even think about it. They said El Diablo.
El Diablo. Then they've got one called La Cava Avocado. I kind of wish I had gotten this one.
Yeah.
This is Tromba Blanco tequila, melon liqueur, fresh avocado, and lime juice served frozen with a hibiscus salt rim. Yeah. I kind of think two-fisting it with the tomato in one hand and the avocado in the other would have been a great idea.
I think so, too. You would have totally looked Christmassy.
I would have.
With your red and green drinks.
I would have. I mean, and it's healthy. Hello, it's avocado.
And tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
You were basically eating bruschetta. Or salsa. You were eating.
I'm eating salsa and burning fat all at the same time.
Guacamole.
Then they've got one called the cucumber, and one called the Pina Loca. Both of those looked great, but I've got a pro tip for everyone.
Okay.
So everybody says online that their chips and queso in La Cava are the best in the park. Here's a pro tip. You can get the same chips and queso at La Cantina de San Angel outside.
Oh,
It's a secret menu item. You just have to ask. I went up and asked them for the nachos with nothing but queso. And the lady said, it's cheaper for me just to give you chips and queso. Would you like that? I said, I would like that. And she's right. It was $3 cheaper. And it was phenomenal with my tomato margarita.
It was good.
I will say they've changed their chips during the past year at some point. But I'm hoping they go back to the house-made chips post-COVID.
Yeah, I would like to see that too.
But the queso at La Cantina de San Angel is the exact same as La Cava's.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Get it to go. Eat your queso looking at the water.
With your margarita from
with
La Cava
the
Del Tequila.
Margaritas.
Awesome. Absolutely. Go give La Cava Del Tequila a shot. Don't miss it. We never will again when we go. So that's the show for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go out to iTunes, leave us a review out there, rate us. Any service you use actually for your podcast, leave us a review and rate us. All it does is help bring more people to the podcast.
And you may get an entry in the contest.
And you might get an entry.
And if you're looking for more things Disney, please visit scfadp.com. That's S for Super, C for Cali, F for Fragilistic, A for Awesome, D for Disney, P for Podcast. This week, we're going to post a bonus pod and YouTube video reviewing our brunch at Homecoming.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to release that one. So that's right. Keep up with that on all of our socials. Right now, when you join on our socials anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, you get entries into our contest. So don't let that go by. It's at SCFADP everywhere. Supercalifragilistic Awesome Disney Podcast on YouTube.
Yes, we would love to hear from you. And that's right, we are on Facebook.
The more the merrier. And with that, we hope to see you real soon.